One day in France, a funeral had just ended. As people began to leave, a little boy kept scattering flowers over the grave, as if he still couldn't understand why his mother had left him so soon. His father told him to go home. Even though he knew his son was heartbroken and needed comfort, he insisted the boy leave first because he had an important meeting. Without a word, the boy silently obeyed, his expression cold and distant. A year later, at a local bazaar, a man named Sami was busy selling his unusual goods. Despite being disabled and unable to use his right hand, Sami never begged. He was an exceptional salesman, even though his merchandise was strange, double-headed teapots. But thanks to his charm and smooth talking, he sold out that day. Then, suddenly, police officers arrived and seized all of Sami's goods, claiming they were illegal imports. Back at home, Sami was stressed. How would he ever pay off his €3,000 debt? All his savings had gone into importing hundreds of those strange teapots. He was frustrated. Why would the police punish a small vendor like him? Soon after, Sami's wife Alice came home. Hearing the story, she was shocked. They were counting on that money to renovate their apartment and prepare for the birth of their first child. The next morning, in a grand mansion, the little boy and his father were having breakfast. The boy's name was Alex, and his father, Philippe Etienne, asked him what he wanted for his 11th birthday the next day. Coldly, Alex said he didn't want anything. Since his mother's death, Alex's smile had vanished. Nothing could interest him. He had no friends, no desires, and spent most of his time alone. Meanwhile, Sami went to a staffing agency asking if there were jobs for someone with his disability. Scanning the listings, he found one: a mall security guard. Without hesitation, he accepted and started the evening shift that night. The next morning, Alex arrived at the mall with bodyguards and the director. Philippe had rented the entire mall just for Alex as a birthday gift. As they wandered, something in a toy store caught Alex's eye. Inside, they noticed Sami had dozed off. When he woke and saw the director, he panicked and pretended to work. In the chaos, his pants got stuck, and when the bodyguards tried to help, Sami accidentally sprayed tear gas, creating a comedic scene. Alex, amused, suddenly declared he wanted to buy the security guard. The director was shocked and tried to explain that humans aren't for sale. But when Alex threatened to tell his father, the director reluctantly agreed. He spoke to Sami privately, offering him a day of overtime, accompanying Alex for €1,000. Sami, needing the money, accepted. When they returned to Alex asked Sami to put his toys into a box. Sami protested. "I'm supposed to watch him play, not be put in a box. I'm a person, not a toy." The director explained that when it came to France's richest child, no request could be refused. Sami realized Alex would pay anything as long as he agreed to be boxed. Sami asked for €3,000 to clear his debt. Without hesitation, the director had his staff put Sami in the box. Stepping out, Sami marveled at Alex's room. Doors opened automatically, toys filled the space, and the high-tech decor made it feel like outer space. Then Alex led Sami downstairs. Curious, Sami was thrown down a slide by a bald bodyguard, discovering Alex even had his own private arcade. Amid the amazement, Alex challenged Sami to air hockey. Alex started strong, winning 2-0. But Sami came back, winning 3-2. Frustrated, Alex moved on to another game. When Philippe returned home, the bodyguard showed him the unboxing video of Sami. He immediately ordered it deleted. If the video got out, it could be disastrous. Later, while Sami and Alex played cops and robbers, Philippe invited them to dinner. Despite the lavish setting, Sami was confused by the quiet. Philippe had already started eating without a word of greeting. Sami's first bite brought tears to his eyes. The food was extraordinary. He couldn't understand how Philippe and Alex enjoyed such meals every day, yet the family seemed unhappy. After dessert, Philippe brought out a cake and wished Alex a happy birthday. There were no smiles, no applause. Sami was more confused than ever. After the party, Sami signed a confidentiality agreement and received his pay. When he was leaving, Philippe called him back. he asked him to stay and spend time with Alex, explaining that since his mother's death, Alex had become withdrawn. Nothing seemed to interest him, despite Philippe buying everything imaginable. Though it was unusual to treat a person like a toy, this was the first time Philippe saw Alex genuinely engaged in something. Sami initially refused, saying his job was done. He had agreed to be boxed only to pay off his debt. Otherwise, he would never accept. He was still a person with dignity. But Philippe made an offer. 14,000 euros per week. That night, Sami returned to spend time with Alex. Sami marveled at the holographic technology in Alex's room. Alex was filming a video for his YouTube channel. After uploading it, he floated onto his bed. Sami stared in disbelief at the levitating bed. Later, Sami wandered the house, noticing a toilet at the main entrance. As he approached, Philippe appeared. "That's not a toilet, it's a piece of art worth 2 million euros. Philippe showed Sami the rest of his collection. A zebra statue worth millions, plus countless other bizarre items. Walking together, Sami shared news that his wife was heavily pregnant. He asked Philippe what it felt like to witness his baby's birth. He simply replied that he felt nothing. Being a father was far harder than it seemed. In the morning, just after waking up, the housekeeper told Sami that he could go home to grab his clothes. A driver was sent to take him. When he arrived at the apartment, neighbors had gathered to greet him. Sami was well liked by everyone, and seeing him arrive in a luxury car made the commotion even bigger. Inside, Alice was upset. She was angry that her husband had disappeared for 2 days without a word. Since Sami had signed an agreement not to reveal what happened at Alex's house, he had no choice but to invent a story. Even after explaining multiple times that he had a new job, Alice still didn't believe him. When she saw Sami dressed nicely, smelling good, and suddenly packing his things, she burst into tears, convinced he was having an affair. Then Sami did a little show, ordering the driver to open and close the car doors. The driver obeyed. Sami told Alice he now had many employees, but Alice still wasn't convinced. She thought the driver might just be a friend, helping him. To prove the difference, Sami had a friend do the same trick with the car doors. And when Alice still doubted, Sami showed her a 10,000 euro check as proof that he really had a job and was being paid. He told Alice to spend the money however she wanted. Finally, Alice smiled, convinced. That afternoon, as Sami prepared to return to work, he was shocked to see Alice and the neighbors staging a protest. They were chanting Philippe's name. It turned out the neighbors were former employees of one of Philippe's factories, recently laid off. Luckily, they didn't know that Sami now worked for Philippe. After greeting them, Sami returned to Alex's private time zone. Relaxing, he asked Alex what he wanted to play tomorrow. Calmly, Alex said he wanted to play tag, with Sami as the rabbit and Alex as the hunting dog.
Alex was serious. He met real dogs. Sami immediately complained to the assistant. Sure, he was being paid to be Alex's toy, but he refused to become a dog's toy. He thought Alex was spoiled and ill-mannered. No wonder no one had ever wanted to be his friend. Unbeknownst to him, Alex overheard everything from upstairs. The next morning, despite his reluctance, Sami had to comply for work. But after being chased and bitten by the dogs, he gave up. He was fed up with Alex's bizarre demands and decided he was done. When Sami left, Felipe remarked that Alex had just broken the heart of his toy. Later that day, Sami was shocked to find that all the money he had given Alice was already gone. She had used it to buy a new washing machine, a new TV, renovate the apartment, and support her friends who were protesting outside Felipe's factory. Sami was speechless. That night, while Alice slept, Sami reflected. His money was gone, and the baby would be born soon. Seeing Alice's unborn baby move, he decided that for the child's sake, he would swallow his pride and allow himself to be Alex's toy again. Back at Alex's room, Sami greeted the still-soaking boy and tried to lighten the mood by playing together. During the activity, Felipe instructed all the guests to be quiet. It was the first time he had heard his son live since his wife passed away. That afternoon, on the balcony, Alex wanted to play again. Sami told him to take a short break and enjoy the beautiful sunset, advising him to appreciate life before time runs out. Hearing this, Alex suddenly remembered something and ran into the forest. Sami chased him and found a treehouse. There, Alex sat quietly, staring at a photo of his mother. Alex revealed why he was angry at his father. When his mother was gravely ill and given little chance to survive, Felipe had taken her abroad for treatment instead of letting her stay in France. Because of his father's selfishness and the long distance, Alex hadn't been there for her final moments. Seeing the boy's sorrow, Sami tried to comfort him. He shared that whenever he felt sad, he would read his favorite book, The Night of the Trees. Though it seemed like a children's story, it was thrilling even for adults. He told Alex about the knight's adventures. Listening to Sami, Alex smiled again. To lift the mood further, they played a make-believe night game together. That night, after Alex went to sleep, Sami called Alice to update her. She smiled and said their child will be proud to have such a father. The next morning, on his way back home, Sami ran into Felipe, who was about to leave for work. Sami jokingly invited him to take off his shoes and walk barefoot on the grass, but Felipe politely declined. Sami reassured him that Alex was sleeping soundly in the treehouse. He added that the boy desperately needed his father's presence, so he should spend more time with him. He mentioned the French-Spain soccer match later that evening, suggesting Felipe watch it with them if he wasn't busy. Felipe arrogantly dismissed Sami's advice. Seeing his father's stubbornness, Sami could only sigh and pray silently. That afternoon at the office, Felipe found himself daydreaming, recalling Sami's words from the morning. That evening, Sami, Alex, the bodyguards, and the household staff watched the France-Spain game together. The match was so intense that everyone was on edge, shouting in excitement. Suddenly, Felipe arrived. The room went completely silent. He instructed everyone to continue watching as he was just joining in. When he sat, those standing sat down, not daring to speak. Only Alex and Sami shouted when France scored. Seeing Alex hug Sami, Felipe hugged the son as well. Late at night, unable to sleep, Sami snuck into the kitchen for some bread. On his way back, Felipe caught him. They started chatting casually. Though nervous, Sami commented that Felipe seemed too rigid. He asked him to show what his face would look like if he had just received €1 billion. Felipe obliged. Then he asked how he would look if he had just lost €1 billion. Again, Felipe demonstrated. Sami was puzzled. With a luxurious house, hundreds of cars, and thousands of employees, Felipe always wore the same flat expression. People around him couldn't tell whether he was happy, sad, or angry. Even during the soccer match, he had been stiff while hugging his own son. Then, Sami gave him a lesson on how to hug properly. First, a hug isn't just about putting your arms around someone. You have to press your body against theirs. Then, Felipe should take a deep breath and savor the sensation. Following Sami's instructions, Felipe finally felt the difference. Just as they were enjoying the hug, a housekeeper walked in. To avoid misunderstanding, they quickly ended the moment. In the bedroom, Alex woke up from a nightmare and, frightened, climbed into the same bed as Sami. The next morning, while going for a jog, Felipe remembered Sami's advice from the night before. He tried to smile and approached the two gardeners with a friendly face. He greeted one gardener as Paul, but it was the wrong person. His name was Lucien. He asked about Lucien's daughter, but again, wrong. Lucien had a son, and the daughter was Paul's. Feeling awkward, he simply went for his run. After finishing his morning jog, he went to wake his son and saw Alex and Sami sleeping together in the same bed. Felipe felt a pang of jealousy. He had never been that close to his own child in his life. Not long after, Sami woke up and playfully tried the piano that Alex's late mother used to play. Felipe, still feeling jealous, flew into a rage. Without clear reason, he fired Sami on the spot and kicked him out of the house. The bald bodyguard threw Sami out and seemed delighted. He had long been annoyed by Sami's behavior. On the street, Alex followed Sami in his little toy car. He told Sami that if Sami left, he would go too. Despite Sami's protest, Alex insisted on coming along, and Sami had no choice but to take him to his apartment. Meanwhile, when Felipe discovered that Alex had run away, he was furious. How could the bodyguards fail to watch his child? In his anger, he fired the bodyguard on the spot. The bodyguard, disappointed after 10 years of service, left with a face full of resentment. At Sami's apartment, he introduced Alex to his wife, friends, and neighbors. Alex eagerly helped whenever Alice was busy. Since Sami entered his life, the spoiled, entitled boy had begun to show signs of positive change. At the dining table, Sami poured tea from his double-headed teapot. Alex was fascinated. Alice kept asking about Alex's day, but Sami, worried about revealing his job, quickly took Alex outside. Outside, Alex was happier than ever. For the first time, he could play with other kids his age. But while playing, a bully confronted Alex and challenged him. Sami tried to intervene, fearing for Alex's safety, but unexpectedly, Alex defended himself. After handling the bully, Sami and Alex escaped to the rooftop. They enjoyed the sunset together, and somehow, the simple view felt far more beautiful to Alex than the one from his luxurious balcony. During their conversation, Sami gave Alex the book he had told him about earlier, The Night of the Trees, as a birthday gift. Alex was overjoyed. The simple gift felt like the best birthday gift he had ever received.
After spending the day together, Sami took Alex home before it got too late. But at the apartment gate, Philippe arrived with his bodyguards, forcibly took Alex into the car, and threatened Sami never to come near his son again. Watching Alex leave, Sami felt sad, but he believed the boy could still be happy, with or without him. As Sami walked back to his apartment, people gave him sneering looks and mocked him about the viral YouTube videos. In the car on the way home, Philippe and Alex's phones kept buzzing. When they checked, they were shocked. All the videos of Sami as Alex's toy had been posted by the bald bodyguard. Within hours, the videos went viral, appearing in the news and parodies everywhere. At the apartment, Alice cried and was furious. She felt betrayed that her husband had been lying all along. She was ashamed that Sami, her husband, had been treated like a toy by a rich man, especially one who had fired all their neighbors. Heartbroken, she asked Sami to leave. She didn't want her child to have a father who lacked dignity and brought shame to the family. At Philippe's house, all the employees watched the massive protest on TV. The residents, especially Sami's neighbors, were enraged. Just because Philippe was rich, he not only fired hundreds of workers, but also treated a human being as a toy for his child. That night at the apartment, Alice felt guilty. In this situation, she should have supported her husband, not driven him away. She realized that Sami was doing all of this to earn money to make her and their baby happy. The next morning, at the treehouse, Philippe called Alex down, telling him they were going on a trip to Japan that afternoon. Alex was silent at first, but after thinking, made one request before agreeing to go. Later, that day, Philippe invited all the demonstrators to the house and announced that Alex had asked him to reverse the company layoffs. As a father, Philippe agreed, and starting tomorrow, all the fired workers could return to their jobs. The demonstrators cheered in joy. In the midst of the celebration, Alice was upset. Everyone seemed to care only about themselves, forgetting Sami. Yesterday, they hated Sami, calling him a traitor for working for Philippe. Now they praised Philippe, but completely ignored Sami. Alice was deeply disappointed. While she was scolding them, she suddenly went into labor. Panic ensued, and she was rushed to the hospital. After fulfilling his son's request, Philippe and Alex set off for Japan. On the way to the airport, Philippe said that when Alex grew up, he would inherit the company. Alex replied that if he had to take over, he didn't want to be like his father. What's the point of having everything, being able to send a mother to the best hospital abroad, but separating her from her child so the child misses the last moments of their mother's life? Hearing Alex's words, Philippe sincerely apologized for failing as a father. In the silence that followed, Alex said that because of his father's selfishness, Sami would likely also be sad and regret missing the birth of his own child. Philippe fell silent, then instructed the driver to turn back toward the hospital. At the treehouse, Philippe's staff shouted for Sami. Philippe had ordered them to pick up Sami and bring him to the hospital immediately. Unknown to anyone, Alex had secretly hidden Sami in his treehouse. Upon learning that his wife was about to give birth, Sami hurried to the hospital. During the delivery, neighbors waited anxiously. Alex thanked his father, and Philippe was moved. It was the first time he had heard his son say thank you. Philippe promised to spend more time with Alex from now on.
Soon after, Sami emerged from the delivery room beaming. He shouted that it was a girl, and everyone cheered. In the maternity room, Sami gazed at his newborn daughter, deeply moved. He allowed Alex to hold the baby, and seeing Alex's joy, Philippe felt happiness as well. After everything was settled, before heading to the airport, Philippe took his son for a walk to enjoy the beautiful evening in the hospital garden. They sat on a bench. Philippe removed his shoes and asked Alex to do the same. He said, "Sami says walking barefoot on the grass feels ticklish and fun." They enjoyed the simple pleasure together. While walking, Alex made another request. He wanted to start a new company with Sami, a factory for double-headed teapots. Laughing, Philippe agreed.